Hey guys, hope everything is going well with you. My name is Regan White. I'll be your instructor this semester for ITNM 1325 Introduction to Networking. And I would just like to welcome each and every one of you to the class, kind of give you a brief overview of how the class will operate, and hopefully put your mind at rest if you have any questions or concerns. First of all, this is a hybrid class. A good portion of it will be online, but one day a week, that's Thursday night, starting at 6 o'clock, you will need to be on campus for in-person class. You have to be there for that. You can't miss it, so don't, it's just one day a week, so don't miss out on this class. You will need to be there. That's part of the attendance, and so you absolutely will need to be here for that class. Most of the class in person will involve lab work. We won't do a lot of lecture, won't do a lot of anything like that. It'll just be lab work. We'll be building networks, we'll be building network cables, we'll be setting up racks, we'll be doing the mechanical things that you would do as a network technician. Now, this is an introductory class. We're not going to go too terribly deep into any of these things, but some of the topics will be fairly involved. We're going to look at subnetting, and that is a modestly, I'm not going to say difficult, but it's a modestly involved process. You should be able to pick it up pretty fast. We'll look at both classless and classed IP schemes, and that'll probably be the most mentally challenging thing we do, is figuring out the different IP schemes for the different types of network. So shouldn't be too complicated. We will do a lot of command line. So if you're not familiar with using the command prompt in Windows, I would recommend maybe hitting YouTube and look at some tutorials. Just get familiar with how to open the command prompt, and also be familiar with some of the common networking commands, ipconfig and traceroute, things like that. We will be using those quite a bit in this class. Also, you should be familiar with how to install Windows. We will be doing that on our lab PCs, so you should be familiar with that. Just generally have a good idea of how to use a PC, what to do as far as commands, how to type in commands in the command prompt, and just generally be familiar with copy paste, things like that. You will need to know. There will be a weekly quiz, which basically you can take it as many times as you want, and I will only keep the highest grade. My goal here is to not to make this hard or complicated, but to make it where you can learn what you need to learn to move on to the next level. And so the quizzes will involve multiple choice questions for the most part. There'll be a few short answer questions, but for the most part, it'll be multiple choice. The idea here is to prepare you for the CompTIA Network Plus exam. You will have a basis. You'll have the basic knowledge necessary to pass the test. But if you're going to sit for that exam, I highly recommend that you do some study on your own. Speaking of study, there is a good bit of reading to do. The book you'll find in Canvas. It's an e-text. You will have reading assignments, and you will need to do them. You will have video lectures, quite a bit like this. Basically, most of our lecture will be over video in Canvas. And then when you come to class, we will do lab work. We'll take what we learned in the lecture and we'll put it to practical use. Don't skip out on the lectures, and don't skip out on the homework assignments. There are a few homework assignments each week. In addition to the quiz, you will need to be successful with those. They're not that complicated, but they are required. And so it's very important that you stay caught up. That's the key. Stay caught up. If you have questions, I'm available. I'm on campus every day from 8 to 5. Second floor of the library, room 210, if you need help. So I am available then. Also, if you need to contact me, the best way to contact me, as you will learn when you're reading through the course instructions, is via the Canvas inbox. The reason that I do that rather than email or phone or some other reason is that is a very good documentation. It documents the fact that you asked for help, and so that way if there's a question about grades or assignments, you say, well, hey, I didn't get done what I needed to do because I needed help, the inbox will document when you ask for help and things like that. So it protects you, it protects me as well. Uh, it's nice to have a documentation trail, as you will learn if you get into networking at all. Documentation is important. So the best way to get in touch with me is through the Canvas inbox. In Canvas, let's go to the desktop here. So you're looking at Canvas. If you'll look over here, this is the global navigation column on the very far left side. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth one down says inbox. Click on that. The class will be listed in here. You'll be able to send a message, pick your class from up here, and then you'll be able to set up a message. Essentially, it's like email, so shouldn't be that complicated. But that is where you will want to communicate with me for the most part as far as questions go. Also, Thursdays I'm in class 6 to 9. I'm usually there about 5:30. So if you need to get further help, you want to get more in-depth help than what we can do online, that would be the time. Show up for class a little bit early, and I will do everything I can to help you. So that's basically your option as far as help goes. Just show up to class a little early or send me a message to the inbox. I don't do phones. In fact, for the most part, I will not discuss any in-class issues. I will not discuss grades, anything like that over the phone, because it is not documented, and so that is never a good thing. So if you want to discuss in-class issues, or you want to get help, or you want to talk about your grades, you definitely need to do it over the Canvas inbox, because that way it's documented. Everything's good for both of us. So that's about it for introductions. Don't want this to get too long. You will see me once a week during class, and then several times, hopefully, during lecture. Say it'll be a video lecture. I'll try not to be tedious, make them too long. And having said that, I hope you guys have a good year, and I hope the class is useful and it prepares you maybe a little to move forward in your IT career. This is the gateway to IT networking. This is the first or introductory level class. So do your best, and if you have any questions, please let me know. So I'll see you in class. Have a good day.